right, thanks for sticking around, everybody. We'll,
thanks a lot. Oh, we got 5 minutes, Frank.
All right,
5 minutes.
5 minutes to do this. All right.
Thanks, everybody. Jesus Christ.
We'll bust through this. I know you guys have Buca de Beppo reservations you got to get to.
I think you're all got Buca de Beppo reservations. They fit it.
And there's still room.
There's still room. Oh, this is an anniversary of sorts, though, by the way. We debuted the game a year ago. It's still as much of a hot mess as it was back then, but it's out now. It came out with Games of Gold last month. But let's kick this off.
Apparently just kicked off by itself. Okay, so I'm Frank Cifaldi. This is Mika. We're from a studio called Other Ocean in Emeryville, California. Why is this automatically going? What is this?
Because it knows we only have 4 minutes probably right now.
Wow. I have
just let it go.
I have no control. Okay, so that's Mike programming the game. He's the lead programmer of iDarb. I am not a programmer. Come on.
Now you can't advance.
Kumar, what did you do? What? Oh God! What?
It's going back.
What is happening here?
This would be awesome if everything's just like technical difficulties for the next 3 minutes.
Okay.
That would explain the whole thing.
I think it's actually just really slow. I think it actually is. We are in control, but we keep hammering the buttons because we think we're not in control.
And just talk. Okay, there we go.
All right. So what is iDarb?
We ask ourselves that question all the time. It's cute. It's adorable.
iDarb's an 8-player. I'm going to borrow from our friend Tim Rogers. It's a sport that requires a television. He said that yesterday. Yeah. I thought that was really apt. It's kind of a platform game where you're trying to get a ball into the goal. It's multiplayer. It's online. It's got some really good slides. There's 70 of them, in fact, in here.
It's never going to work. We're just going to keep going. We don't have the time anyways.
That's what it looks like when you shoot a goal.
But it's a sports game that started out really...
Wow, that just went ahead like 15 slides.
Because you ham-fisted it. You ham-fisted that thing. Just keep going. Just keep going. Like, we should just talk about this thing. It started out as just a prototype, a fun thing that we just tweeted about and asked the internet, what should we do with this thing? It was really an experiment that we thought we'd be here today talking about how crowd design is the worst possible thing you could do.
Right, but it just somehow ended up working. So back in January, I think January 3rd, something like that, of last year, Mike was just screwing around. He just started drawing a red box as a little platform game sort of thing.
Yeah, I've been making games for a while, and that's usually how I prototype. I put a bunch of boxes out there, make the mechanics fun, and then draw over them.
Wait, I think it's working.
Okay.
How
does that happen?
Whoa,
look, it is. Okay,
working.
Okay, leave it alone. Just just get it where it...
Okay,
so... Stop. Okay.
All right, good. Okay, so multiplayer game, good in a party setting. Up to 8 players on your Xbox One, but as you can see here, a ton of people are also playing the game. How is that possible?
I don't know.
Using Twitter or Twitch, usually on your iPhone, usually with little girls in a park, apparently, you can actually interact with the game that you're watching and mess with it. So you can, for example, break the platforms apart if you want to do something like that. What's up? Bang. You can turn out the lights on us, flood the screen. You can scare the crap out of us. You can Rickroll the game. I'll leave that one playing for a second.
Yeah, we love this one.
So we call these hash bombs. It's something we kind of came up with on our own.
But it kind of came out of the fact that we went to Twitter and Twitch to ask people how we should build this game.
Right.
And we wanted to keep that engagement going throughout the game when it launched, too.
Yeah, and plus we were watching Twitch Plays Pokemon. We're like, that's awesome. How do we make a game out of that?
Yeah, that's really cool.
So our game, our February debut game came out January 30th, as you can see here.
Yep.
And it was exclusive on Xbox One, but if you go back in time about 2 hours and go on the show floor, you'll see our debut of the Windows 10 version, which is cross-play compatible with Xbox One. So that's what iDarb is.
Yep.
So let's talk about how we got here. So here's that tweet that we alluded to earlier when this thing wasn't working. First reply we got, first idea was from some random sock puppet account. I don't know what we...
Yeah. So it looks like a puppet with its arms kind of there.
So we totally ignored this very bizarre suggestion.
Yeah, because this random idea made no sense.
Right. So I just kind of captured a bunch of vines, and I have no script here. So we're just going to you're going to watch this game evolve right now.
This is kind of like that scrapbook.
Yeah.
Sorts.
So here's a very early, and you know, obviously jump in because you did all this.
Yeah, these are the boxes hopping around. I really want to get the feel and the jump right and everything. I've been playing games, of course, all my life and making games forever. And I thought, like, if we put this stuff out there, you can see what's going on. I had no idea why that was fun, but you waggle a stick and you can, like, somebody suggested a soda can,
It was, I believe it was Brandon Sheffield, moderator of this panel, suggested that our game could be about soda cans fizzing around. It's no longer about that, but you can still shake yourself up and fizz. I don't really know why. So pretty soon we started playing with drawing characters. These are original creations of ours.
Yeah, we own these.
So then we added a ball. Someone suggested adding a ball, so we did. I want to loop this around. Look, you can smash through the platform. You remember that?
Yeah, when it was like Mario?
Yeah, it was an old, like what? I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Okay. So game's evolving a little bit. It's actually starting to kind of come together. And look
we're like playing with camera. We're trying to get more people in. And people started to laugh and have a good time and yell at each other. That was really cool.
Yeah. So this is kind of when we started realizing, like, oh, we miss games like Bomberman. We want that couch multiplayer Bomberman
Saturday
thing.
Slam Masters, where that thing was. Slam Masters, all that stuff. And we're so loud that the yoga studio above us started to really hate us at this point.
Oh, yeah.
It was awesome.
But I don't know what kind of yoga they do because they stomp.
They stomp.
I don't know. I don't know. So all right. So started adding UI really early. We recreated the winners don't use drugs screen.
Yeah, I redrew that screen by hand because, like, to me, the game wasn't real until we had that.
Yeah. So wow, it's so weird looking back at this.
I know, like, we had a weird font. I don't know what the orange things.
Yeah, what the hell was that, Mike?
I don't know. I have no idea.
And what was that font? That was weird.
No.
Okay. Oh, that was me. So yeah, games coming.
Scoring it, so we had 2 points. And we started to get the idea. See these round circles?
Yeah.
We got the idea that, like, just like basketball, you should be able to throw the ball farther away for more points.
Yeah.
So we put that in.
And then, so our friends started drawing teams. We kind of started realizing about this time that, like, a big feature of this game would be customizable teams. We're being told to stop talking. Do you guys want us to stop talking?
We're the last one.
Keep going.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Right.
There we go. Yeah.
All right. So we started thinking about merchandising at this time.
We figured before the game was done, it's probably good we get this nailed down because merchandising is really important.
And yet we never released the iDarb action figure.
Not yet.
Unfortunately.
Not yet.
I don't know, you find yourself coding, so I just
No, this is
porting it to the console.
This is the first time we ported it to Xbox One, which was about 2 weeks before this show last year.
So, okay, yeah, so
we need to talk about that.
That first tweet was January 3rd, I believe. I believe this one was February 12th.
Okay.
Like, we have a game that you're porting
to Xbox at this point. Because Microsoft was following what we were doing online, and they were also, like, creating their incubation program for independent developers. So they created ID at Xbox at the same moment in time base that we created iDarb.
Yeah.
And we say iDarb because it draws a red box, in case we didn't say that. And so they reached out. They reached out to us and said, "That's pretty cool what you're doing. How about you have a couple kits? Can you show this, like, at GDC?"
Yeah.
And we're like, here's one thing we want to impart on everybody is never say no to things like that, even if it sounds completely impossible. Because the worst thing that could happen is you just don't show up and they have an empty kiosk or whatever, but at least you got the hardware and you can keep doing what we got to do.
Go on. So we started adding title screens, started playing around with that.
And characters that were copyright infringing.
Oh, I don't... You know what? I watched this. There's only one sprite in here that's actually in the final game. So it was that ballerina.
That ballerina.
Yeah. So, okay, so as we're sort of developing this sport, we start sort of realizing there are sport rules that we need to account for, right? So the idea of, like, what happens if there's a tie. So inspired by, anyone ever see The King of Kong? Yeah. So we got a kill screen coming up.
We got a kill screen coming up. But, you know, sudden death to us in games, I think, would be a kill screen. So we started adding in all these layers of things that were very sports-centric, but very crossover with the video game. And a lot of these things came from ideas from people on the show floor at GDC last year, as well as follow-ups on Twitter and also with our suggestion box we set up.
So this is this is before GDC. So it's the first time we took it on the road. We figured we'd visit that random sock puppet and see if there he is.
Yeah, there he is. We're playing it over at Double Fine, and we got a lot of feedback there. It was great. We had a fun time.
Yeah.
And that told us that we were kind of ready to go onto the show floor because if they thought it was okay.
I captured that one because what the heck is iDarb TV network?
Oh, so very early on, we figured this is a game that would be great for streaming because we would have people watch this game and cheer and do all stuff. And like I was just kind of getting my feet wet with what Twitch was all about. I had no idea.
Oh, so did we think there would be like in-game?
We thought there would be like a wall of like feeds of video, and you're watching every game going on. And
that
you're
sounds
like,
great, Mike.
Shut up. And like. But then it was really hard to do. But then we realized Xbox has this. So, like, you can just, like, snap. Is that what they call it? Snap? Yeah, snap it.
Whatever, yeah.
Put Twitch up there and do your own thing.
Xbox unsnap. Xbox unsnap. Character creation kind of became, what is that?
It's very ugly.
But we kind of realized that character creation was becoming key, so we needed an in-game character creator.
Because this game was built on programmer art,
we're
just like, what's the easiest way to make a character, and how can you make a character fast? So we said 8x16 kind of sprite would be awesome. And we just did this really shitty character creator. Yeah. But the beauty of it was, like, as we were doing this, you see it says QR on there. Yeah. We're doing it, we're like 8x16 so small, you can probably fit that in a QR code.
And
we're all laughing. And you can. So that like laugh turned into like 4 hours later having QR scanning in the game.
So you can actually still to this day, you go to idarb.com, you can draw a character and it spits out a QR code. You could just pop it in with Connect and put it in the game.
And that's another lesson here because like we put all this Connect support in, and then like after GDC a week later they announced Connect was going to be pulled for a special bundle. It was a few weeks later.
I guess they didn't like our game.
Yeah, we ruined it.
Okay, so going into GDC, I put this in here. It's our first piece of physical merchandise.
Yeah,
actually was these QR code shirts. I know. I don't even know where these are. When we were demoing the game, we'd be like, "Hey, and check it out," and it would pop us into the game. It was magic.
And I think this led to like Phil Spencer from Microsoft came by to check out the game. We made him a special shirt, so he tried it out and put himself into the game. Yeah, and that's when he like told him to back up the money truck.
So never say no, and always say yes to Phil Spencer. Yeah. So here's some people playing at GDC at the lobby bar. Right,
which was a key placement for us because one, we built this game and it was like really like 2 weeks worth of work in the end of time to get it all up.
This is so early.
We thought we were going to show up and be in like this little prototype area and lab thing. We show up the day before the show to set everything up, and like to our right was Titanfall.
Yeah, Titanfall's like right over there.
Yeah. Dead Rising over here, and we freaked out because it's like they made a mistake.
Yeah.
Did they see our game because it's not?
I want to be clear. This game was not in production. We had no plan to actually make this game, even at this point.
It's true.
Like, this is a prototype that we had.
We thought we were done with it and we're ready to go.
So, after GDC was a good success, but I captured this one because I think a big part of iDarb is how fast you're able to iterate.
Yeah, we built this in our own tech, which means basically we just cobbled together a bunch of stuff to do things really fast.
So like the day that Leland Yee's arrested for like selling rocket launchers or whatever,
to children
the fuck,
or something, right?
So like we just made a Leland Yee edition, and
not only that, we made a Leland Yee edition, and we went to Giant Bomb to show the game. And we did the hash bomb of Leland Yee coming out. And it's like the laughs we got from that then triggered in our minds that we have to do more and more of this kind of thing.
So, so we started again adding more sports rules. Like, maybe we should do that NBA Jam thing where
you're on fire.
Get 3 in a row, you're on fire. I mean, NBA. No, we made this up.
It's all original.
Yeah. Started getting press coverage around this time.
Yeah, this was Edge.
Yeah, it's a 2-page spread in Edge of
magazine,
our prototype.
Of our prototype that we spent the least amount of time in our whole career. So it was pretty amazing. And we started to actually think about like the other features too that we had to do. And this is the first instance of taking tweets that were going to the game and putting them in a live stream or a live game at any time.
So you guys didn't. Because I couldn't get the slide to work. You didn't see that in the game there's a live Twitter feed sort of going by as a ticker on the bottom at all times. So game's evolving here. Oh, this is your first AI.
Oh, yeah, so it was so organic and it was so unplanned. At this point we didn't even plan on having online networking or anything. It was just like, okay, people want this game, we got to start taking it seriously. But if we're going to do that, we have to have some AI. And my first reaction was, there's no fucking way we're putting AI in this game because I don't even know where to start because it's so stupid. And so I sat down and like it was kind of like, I'll see if we can get something sort of organized. And like it was literally 8 hours later, we're playing against the AI and it just worked. And we're like, stop, don't do anything else. So the AI that's in the game that we shipped is only 8 hours worth of work, and we don't know how it works. I've looked at it. I went in and I'm looking at it, and like we want to fix it. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. It does it. It's better than we are at the game, and I just leave it.
So I don't have a conclusion slide, so let's just keep track of our lessons here. Never say no to anything. Always say yes to Phil Spencer, and if
Don't
it works,
spend more than 8 hours.
If it works, leave it alone. All right. So Microsoft really liked the game, and they started doing weird things like having me demo it in malls.
With Larry Herb.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's
Nelson.
Major Nelson right there. I didn't even notice him right in the center. Yeah.
Yeah, he's taking credit for our game, saying he did it.
And then this is an E3 party.
Yeah, it was E3 party with the Laser Eyes guys and the guy from Workaholics.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah. Okay, so we started, again, building on the sports thing, like, all right, what's needed here? Because we can't just have this game you sit down and play.
And I don't know anything about sports, really. I mean, I made a football game even, and I know nothing about football. I remember working with Midway and them saying, safeties don't work, and cupping the phone and turning over my friend, what the fuck is a safety? So, but I do know there's tournaments, and I kind of understand that from fighting games, so we put that in.
And this is, what's this? Reluctantly, after about, 7 months, you finally added a double jump that everyone was asking about.
So this is one of those things where, you've got your creative vision and you're like, I don't want to listen to anybody and I don't want to do anything anybody says because I'm right.
Yeah. Double jumps would break the game.
Yeah, you know what? This will break the experience.
My beautiful 2-week design.
Yep. Yeah, do not break my beautiful 2-week design. So I put in a double jump and I nerfed the hell out of it because I'm like, I want people to see how stupid this is.
But it's great.
It's fantastic.
I don't single jump anymore.
Yeah, I don't even. You can shut it off in the game, and nobody does. So we have stats. Nobody does it.
Tournament bracket. You started adding that.
Yep.
Screwing around with that. I captured this because this is basically how iDarb was developed. So we're mostly a work-for-hire studio. We work for other people. So this kind of had to be a nights and weekends thing for Mike, more or less.
Yeah, I'd put the kids to bed, and I would put a movie on the wall with this lame projector.
Anyone recognize this movie? Very good.
Very good. And so Jaws was a critical part of the game development.
This is evolving here. Oh, look, the background is green at this point, starting to actually look like iDarb.
People are saying it keeps looking samey at shows, so I changed the color in the back, and everybody's like, oh, it looks so much better.
Yeah, look at the new graphics.
You guys did a lot on this now.
So here we are at, this is PAX, I believe.
Yeah. It started to really take off here, and I remember we were in the main, Microsoft's been wonderful to us because they would always put us front center, and they knew that at shows, multiplayer games just do really well.
Yeah.
So they put us there, and we'd get these big crowds, and I felt really bad at the show because there's this one girl that would come by and play 8 times a day and everything like that, and by the second day she would come back and play, and there's this thing you do in the game where you waggle the right stick, and people use the palm of their hand. So they're wagging like that, and finally when she was done, she put the controller down, and there's blood all over her arm. She had torn the skin right through, and it was gross. And then she even went and bought hand sanitizer to come back and try to clean what she did. But if she's out there, we owe her a shirt, if she's watching this.
Mop up the blood.
Yeah,
that's
give her a rag.
We added a song editor, because why not? Because Mario Paint did it, so we might as well. I mean, that's been iDarb. It's just Mike someone, usually Twitter or Mike, just thinks of something really stupid, and Mike just puts it in the game.
Because it sounds awesome, and that's my thing, is I've worked on games for so long, and for other people. I had to make a game based on Little Nicky. So I had to figure out how to make that fun. And so this kind of stuff is I love the challenge of throw anything at me. If I can make Little Nicky fun, I can make anything fun.
Oh, and then we added 3 more sound channels. So,
that was cool.
So 1 more sound channel will be as good as the NES.
Let's not go that far.
What is the halftime Zamboni? I don't remember this in the game.
Yeah,
but there
and
it is
also
in your
you're
code.
looking at my horrible code because I stopped posting code because I would post an image on Twitter and they would get 100 responses format your fucking code, freak, and all sorts of stuff. And it's just why are you using floats when you need to be this? And it's just whatever. But the halftime Zamboni was, at one point we had the Zamboni come out and I didn't know, I just put it in there because I'm sports, and then we had to pull it out. And also we have an announcer in the game that's awesome, but whenever I watch a sport, I don't know what the hell they're saying, so I didn't know what to make this guy say because we didn't really have good rules, so we just had him blurt random shit. So it's he'll shoot the ball and the goal explodes and that's how babies are made and all that stuff. So but everybody loves that stuff and that just worked too. So
So at this point we were hey, we're doing all this dumb stuff no one ever does. Why don't we just ask people if we can use their game characters since we're already infringing on their copyrights anyway?
We should ask.
So this is one of our first actual sponsored teams. We got the Killer Instinct 2 crew in the game.
Yep.
If you download the game right now, what do we got, like 12?
We got more than that, I think. But
really?
It's
There's like
crazy.
Oddworld and
then
Retro
we're
City
getting a title
Rampage.
update coming up, and more people want to be in the game. So now it's like this freakish roster of people from like game characters from all over the place.
Yeah, they wouldn't let us do Battletoads though.
No, they wouldn't.
I know.
Maybe they have plans.
Oh, maybe.
I mean, that'd be
Oh, actually, they're in Shovel Knight. Did you
They're
see
in Shovel.
it?
That's what it is.
right.
Shovel Knight.
This is Day of the Devs. We had a good time there with the sock puppet and his crew. So game's out, and I don't really have any like good slides just showing people enjoying the game or anything. But we have a fan base. People make us cakes sometimes.
We got somebody made
There's
paintings.
There's art there. If you go to Microsoft right now, the elevators have iDarb on them.
That is weird. That's weird.
But people really like the game. So game's out. Games with gold. We've announced numbers.
So we launched on Super Bowl Sunday. Very fitting. We're a sports game, but also everybody said like you're doomed. Don't launch on Super Bowl Sunday. And so we did anyway.
And we're like, well, we don't do anything by the right.
Yeah, who watches the Super Bowl? Like it's sports.
Why would people who like sports games watch the Super Bowl?
Yeah, exactly. So we launched
audience.
on Super Bowl Sunday, and in that single day, the game was played 16 years worth on Super Bowl Sunday. And the reason it got so much attention, you have to rewind a little bit, because we were supposed to come out in December.
Yeah. That's right.
We were supposed to come out in December as part of the Games with Gold program, and we were trying to certify our game. It's our first Xbox One game, and because we're so lazy and we didn't double-check things, we had to do it 5 times. And like the 5th time, Microsoft, these guys are like, I want to go and have a vacation with my family. We can't wait for your code. So they said like it'd be safe if we just move it ahead. And so we're like, when's ahead? And they said February is the next window.
Yeah, and we're like, grr, that makes us really upset.
Yeah, we hate you. We're going to Sony and whatever. And it's like none of that worked. And so, but ultimately we worked out some things where they're really awesome. And they're like, well, we can give you tokens. We can give also stuff. There's people who really have to have it. You can have these game tokens you can give out and all stuff.
Well, and we're thinking about it too. So, are you guys familiar with the Games with Gold program? So that's basically where Microsoft gives away a game for free if you have gold for X amount of time. In our case, it was a month. And we're thinking about it. It's like, well, the game's done, right?
Yep.
They can give us codes now if we want them for early access or whatever. And it's going to be free anyway. So we're like, can we have like 1,000?
Yeah, no, we're like maybe 2,000 and everything.
And they gave them to us. So we just started giving the game out. And people felt like they were part of some like
exclusive
cool
club.
like VIP club or whatever. And like, and it kind of spread virally because people are like, how'd you get that game? And
Yeah.
you're like, I just asked.
I just asked the guys and they gave us a game.
Yeah, and and that's all you had to do to get into that exclusive
And we're getting people
club.
from all. We even had, I won't say who or anything, but we even had like a very famous, I didn't know this because I don't watch sports, but it was a famous football player finding a way to get a code out of us for this game for whatever reason. So it was just like word of mouth.
We're just
around.
like, don't tell anyone.
Yeah. But because we gave it to people, what we didn't anticipate was the sheer number of people who stream games and the impact that could have. So we gave them all, anybody who was streaming games, we gave them codes. We gave them codes to give out to people who watch their streams, and that lit the fire because now people were going to them, building audience for them for free codes when they ask and do random things or whatever. And we went from basically an unknown game that only it shows people would play and talk about kindly on Twitter to us to from December to the February launch, like 15 million impressions online for a game that had no marketing.
Yeah,
and
zero
it's
marketing.
Because of like all these blogs, podcasts, and everything else. These people who are talking about this game that they had exclusively that nobody else had, and they were able to share this with everybody else and talk about it, and then play online with people. And the other side effect of this too was that when we started giving out these codes, it was the second day we noticed somebody was actually streaming on Twitch, the first person, LSX 9000, I think. I just remember the name.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. And we're all gathered on the camera. We're like, this is amazing. He's playing it. We're watching him play it.
And we're screwing with him because
there was that moment where we're like, wait, we can interact with it because these hash bombs fuck with the game.
So and he didn't know about the
he had no
feature.
idea.
So he's playing the game and like all this weird shit's happening.
Like Rick Astley's dancing across the
like
screen.
lasers are hitting him, and he's like, "What is this game?"
And that's when everybody started to figure out that's what hash bombs are and everything else. So we launch Games with Gold, 1.5 million downloaded now in a month, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It gets, on average, 250,000 unique plays a day, and it's still sitting around 3 million minutes a day of play.
That's all just white noise. Like, those just huge numbers that mean nothing. But
it's crazy. It's like mobile numbers for a console game with, it's a new console. So now we're like all happy, high-fiving, champagne, everything like that, and then it's like, oh shit, we're supposed to have DLC and stuff.
Oh, how do we make money now?
Yeah, now how do we make money? Because this is all great, but we're behind now by 3 months if we really think about it.
So basically, we never really stopped developing the game. So we're still, I just kept grabbing vines. So like, we added a crowd. That'll be in the next update.
And the crowd's going to react to how many viewers the streamer has. So like, if the streamer has like 2 viewers, you see 2 lame people with like finger things. And yay!
So we just announced at the show crossplay with Xbox One, which I mentioned earlier. That's Mike on stage. Was this team stats? He's added some team stats.
Oh yeah, so now rage quits are going to be tracked, and I'm trying to figure out rage quits. And one of my favorite things about rage quits is like everybody does it because they don't want to ruin their stats. But now that we're tracking it, we're going to do cooldowns, and the only way to get around the cooldown, I think, is the best. Is like you have to give money to some charity, like 2 cents or something, and then you can like win it, get out of it or something. Would be awesome because like it's a cooldown you can wait, and it's per team. But it'd be awesome if like we start raising money for all kinds of things.
It's like a mobile game except not evil.
Not evil. Not evil.
Let's see. Look, the first 3D.
One of the first new halftime games, because we have these halftime games. So my kids play Crossy Road, and I wanted to be their hero. So I'm trying to work on that, because they tell me my games suck. So it's like, well, now look at it.
Yeah. Let's see. We added a revision history on the main menu to a console game. That's a really weird kind of thing to do, but we did it. You can add your own AI bots. You can play 6 on 1. Which
6 on a mermaid.
Okay, that's the end.
Thanks for letting us go a little longer. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
iDarb at iDarb Game.
Yeah.
And there we are. So
thank you for sticking around for the last talk of GDC 2015.
Last talk of the show.
Enjoy your lasagna.